Welcome to 15 and Counting, Touchdown Alabama's premier football show. This is the recap show, live here from Ramah Chandler's. Happy Thursday to all of you people in the audience through YouTube today. I'm your host, Stephen Smith, and alongside me we have my partner in crime, Ivy White. Our usual talking head, Maxwell Taylor, could not be here this evening.
Tragic loss from Kimmy. Tragic loss.
Maxwell is doing just fine. He was taking a personal day today. And behind the camera producer, we have the pride of Who Dat and the Alabama Roll Tide, our main man, Will Crow, from behind the camera, produced from the camera today. Well, this past weekend in football, we had a tremendous slate of games, including Alabama versus Virginia Tech. The Crimson Tide came in as the #1 team in the nation, taking on Frank Beamer, Bud Foster, and those Virginia Tech homies from the ACC. And from that game, we saw a lot of good things, and we saw a lot of things that really need to be improved on. So, Ivan, what did you see?
Saw an Alabama team come out there and somewhat dominate. Of course, we never got to see the offense at full power because AJ was didn't have any time. Offensive line, the Quandro brothers did not step up their game. Ryan Kelly stepped up his game somewhat, but still had problems. I'm more disappointed than anybody in Cyrus Quandro, veteran returning offensive lineman. 2 holding penalties in the game, that's unacceptable. You can't do that against any SEC opponent. They're lucky with Virginia Tech. In their defense, it was probably the best front seven they're going to see all season long. Virginia Tech also said that the entire up to their game starting, they said it's going to be the best front seven we've had probably in about 10 years here. So I'll cut up the slack there.
But for the fans who are pop quiz, who had Christian Jones come into the game before the game started as the impact player of the game? If you did, kudos to you. You deserve $1 million. Christian Jones completely balled out. He went from being Alabama, Virginia Tech to the Christian Jones show early in the first quarter. I mean, with the talent that Alabama has received with Amari Cooper and Kenny Bell, Kevin Moore, Andrew White, you kind of get Christian Jones lost in the shuffle there. But Christian Jones, he had his chin strap ready, his pads on, he came ready to play. Amassed 258 all-purpose yards, 3 touchdowns, and just had a game on the special teams side of the ball that completely bailed Alabama out. Because offensively, as you mentioned, Ivan, Ryan Kelly, Cyrus Quandro, Ari Quandro, and Anthony Steen just were not prepared offensively just to protect A.J. McCarron and to give T.J. Young some room to run down the field on that Virginia Tech defense. What a game for Christian Jones. I remember on the 93-yard kick return, you saw him kind of bottom up to 15 out of nowhere, just tunnels his way out and goes 93 yards to pay dirt on the special team punt return, which was 74 yards, kind of did the whole stick shift motion where he's turning out, wedging his way through to the end zone. What a game by Christian Jones. What did you see special teams come from your end, Ivan, that really sparked it? Was it Christian Jones or was it the play of punter Cody Mandel that pinned Virginia Tech inside the 5 a couple of times in that game?
I'm going to say neither one. Landon Collins on the return on the punt team, always down there, first person down there, either the returner or downing the ball within the 10-yard line for Mandel. That was a great game by Landon Collins. Last year, he was one of the top recruits. He kind of went under the radar a little bit last year. Last night, if you were really watching, well, actually last week, if you were watching Saturday night, if you were watching that game for real, you noticed Landon Collins was there on every special teams play. That's what I really liked.
So you're going with the pride of the Big Easy. The New Orleans, not New Orleans, but LSU, Louisiana with Landon Collins. Keep in mind, Landon Collins becomes another player that Alabama highly recruited from Louisiana. It's not only Landon Collins, it's Kenny Bell. It's the new guy that just signed on, Cameron Robinson.
Eddie Lacy last year.
Also Eddie Lacy as well. So our players Alabama has picked up from Louisiana. What a job done by Landon Collins and getting down there and making some big time tackles and giving Virginia Tech some horrendous field position. But going back to the Virginia Tech game, if there was one thing that 15 and Counting we predicted right coming from the preview show was the play of Logan Thomas. He seemed like he was just not ready for the big moment. He went 5 of 25. For those of you who are good at math and percentages, that is 19.23% of your passes completed. Horrendous. His quarterback grade was 30. For those of you who love money, that's a quarter and a nickel. Not good at all for Logan Thomas. He had 58 yards passing, 1 interception. Logan was just not prepared. give him credit to the fact that his receivers were not high-talent receivers, but when you talk about Logan Thomas at 6'6", 240, you gotta make something happen. He was just not prepared to play.
No, he was not. That was a scared boy going into a fight with a bunch of men. That's what it was.
Oh my!
He played like a boy. I said last week, 90th in passer efficiency for Logan Thomas last season, first for AJ McCarron. Obviously, AJ didn't get time to throw the ball so we could see all his talents. Logan, you had time, and you didn't show. I'm sorry to say that.
I was actually watching the game at home with some members of my family through the weekend. First in my family, I think it was my father, something said, Logan Thomas can't throw. And when he looks up and throws, people can't catch the football. But with that being mentioned, Virginia Tech's defense played well enough. The offense just could not seem to hash on with Logan Thomas making big time plays. Now, Tech did have one play in the game, but Trey Edmonds did plus a 77-yard run on the Alabama defense to pay them, but that was it. Mason Seri, who had a big play in the game, took a 38-yard interception from Logan Thomas to the end zone in the 35-10 victory against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Now, going back to Alabama's defense, how do you think that the Tide defense play? I mean, everyone talks about C.J. Mosley, everybody talks about Clint Diggs. Everyone talks about Adrian Hubbard. This year really be a true pass rusher. But defense as a whole, first game of the season, how do you think Kirby Smart prepared his guys?
Well, on a grading scale, I'd probably give him a B+ right now. Vinny Cesare stepped up last week. I'm proud of him.
He sure did.
A lot of people didn't think he would do that this quickly, but yeah, he stepped up last week. Got an interception for a big 6. I mean, B+ is a good grade for them. Yes, they need. Dion Blue really needs a little bit of work. He got a little lucky on a couple of those long passes last week. Thank God that Virginia Tech receivers don't run 4.2s or 4.4s.
Oh my!
But we'll work on that probably during this bye week. Everything will be worked on this bye week. I feel like they'll be up to an A+. No, not A+. A or A- work for the A&M game.
I agree so in what you said there. I think the Alabama defense will be pretty much ready to go on next week against the Texas A&M Aggies. Because they have a bye week this week, just because they have a bye, I don't think that Nick Saban is on the practice field right now, going pound for pound with his guys. Talking about Gamecocks, Alabama Crimson Tide will have a break off this week, but they will resume next week, Saturday, September 14th, 2013. That's they head to College Station to take on the Texas A&M Aggies. Well, for all of us here at Touchdown Alabama Magazine here in Richardson County, we would just like to thank once again the generosity and the hospitality and the kind folks here at Rama Jammers and letting us use their facilities on today. Always remember, if you want something great to eat, whether it be pancakes, bacon, eggs, waffles, even a nice burger, you come to Rama Jammers.
This is some of the best water I've ever had.
It's some of the best water he's ever had.
I've never had this water this great. Ice cold. That's high quality H2O right there.
High quality H2O right there. The heartbeat of the city of Tuscaloosa right here in Rama Jammers. Like I said, for all of us here, Touchdown Alabama Magazine, 15 and counting. I'm your host, Stephen M. Smith, alongside me. I'm our outstanding cameraman from behind the camera, the pride of Who Dat in Alabama, Will Crow. This has been the Recap Show. You can catch us every day on the Recap Show every Monday at Bryant Stadium. You can also catch us for the preview shows every Thursday here at Rama Jammers. You can follow Touchdown Alabama Magazine through Twitter at TD Alabama. You can also like us on Facebook via Touchdown Alabama Magazine. We will be back here on next week on Thursday to preview the Alabama Texas A&M matchup. For all of us here at 15 and counting, I'm Stephen M. Smith signing off. And until next time, so long everybody, and roll tide.
Roll tide.